And we should be up. I want to thank you for everybody for just joining in. I'm only going to be temporarily over here. In how people are actually trying to deceive you of leadership. So we got to look at this and make sure that we understand what. So we got to look at this and make sure that we actually had the connection going on what is happening. So I want to make sure something is happening before I check this out. And we actually is live, and we actually on the other side of it, which I do. I got to figure out why this is keep doing that. But the main thing is, I just want to make sure that we all are sitting here to understand what is leadership. Leadership telling you and showing people to try to say leadership is based on being in the service and doing different things and that's in that sort. And the bad part is they never go to scripture. When people do these type of things, they never go to scripture to show you the biblical understanding of leadership. They always want to show you worldly illustrations of leadership, which is silliness within itself. So we have to look at it, leadership according to scripture, because if we don't, we're going to be basing things based on scripture because people telling you things that is not. And if you can't, excuse me, if they using the forefront as the smoke screen of scripture, saying this is the Bible and what leadership is, but they never crack the Bible open. It's never cracked open. It's only shown to you from their own mouth. What is leadership? And they give you illustrations of what leadership is. Then you being deceived by a deceiver. So what I'm gonna do, I'm getting ready to pull some scripture up to where we're gonna look at what leadership is. And we have to find out what this is talking about. So I'm going to invite you over. Actually, let me invite over. We're going to go to Exodus. The scripture is saying. And we're going to go to 18. We're going to jump down to verse 19. Find out. These are things. And God, not some platoon master, not some captain, not some person in the world army. God, the Most High God, shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to God ward, that thou mayest bring the cause unto God. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and thou shalt show them the way wherein they must walk in the work they must do. This is not talking about being in communities. This is not talking about anything. He's telling them, if you obey this, Moses, and this is Moses' father-in-law telling them this, and you obey this, Moses, and God going to be with you, but you're going to teach them the laws and the ordinances on what they must do. Follow me clearly. This is not talking about the army. This is not talking about being E1s promoted up to E6s. This is talking about people of God. But watch what happens. It says, moreover, thou shalt provide out of all people able men in the army. You have liars in the army. You have all types of people in that army. No matter how they do it, they can have multiple wives, whatever their mindset is. This is what's in the army of the world. Not talking about these able men that fear God. Because they fear God, these are men of truth, they're going to hold to the truth of God. This is the key. This is what you keep in mind at all times. Don't never let anyone fool you based on what they're telling you, and they scared to crack that Bible open to show you what the truth is. And it's saying, hating covetousness in a place such over them, be rulers, leaders, which I'm going to show you later, leaders of thousands and rulers of hundreds and rulers of fifties and of tens. Meaning what? They're leaders, but watch how this goes. And let them judge the people at all season, and it shall be that every great matter they should bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge, so it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burdens with thee. If thou shalt do this thing, and God command thee so, then shall thou be able to endure, and all the people shall also go to their place in peace. So as we see right here, as it's showing you clearly in scripture, where how this goes, but we're going to go to somewhere else, and I'm going to show you even more so. And you see here, it's not giving you my thoughts, not my opinion, not telling you, you know, what I had to do to get up into a position. This is God. And this is telling you what the order that God's going to rank it in. So if you're doing things based on your own worldly understanding, you're going to get worldly results. So when they do things and they do decisions based on their worldly thoughts, then yeah, you're going to find out everything's wrong. But when you're basing everything on scripture, that's where you can do all your damage and everything else. Because now you can take care of things, but we need to take out more to understand a little more. And we're going to go to secondaries. We're going to do secondaries to get a little bit more. Secondaries. And we're going to find out a little more. We're going to secondaries, and secondaries, we're going to go to the first chapter, and we're going to go down to verse 13. And it says, I led you through the sea. Meaning who? Let's look at verse 12. Speak thou therefore unto them, saying, thus saith the Lord. So we know again, this is God speaking, and he says, I, God, led thee through the sea, and in the beginning gave you a large and safe passage. Why? Because the Most High God is leading them, but watch what he did. And I gave you Moses for a leader and Aaron for a priest. So he gave Moses for the leader and Aaron for the priest. So Moses was following who? Moses was following God. But you have people who will tell you and try to give you orders of things and try to say, you just follow my orders, follow my orders, and won't crack open the Bible. So what you need to find out is make sure you always, when people try to give understanding on anything, you always want to make sure first that Bible is forefront. And if that Bible is not forefront, then you're going to have an issue. Why are you going to have an issue? Because the biggest problem that you're going to have is someone's going to tell you about scripture and never crack the Bible open. That's the problem. So true leadership, which I'm going to end up changing this, true leadership is them that is actually following God. True leadership is not people who's actually following themselves or people following flesh. That's the problem. So always make sure of that. So I was just here just to give you some understanding. Has to be, and basically it's the same as you have people who will call themselves shepherds, and shepherds is nothing more than just swine technically, because there's only one true shepherd, period. If it's only one true shepherd, then we know any other shepherd is contrary to the good shepherd. Meaning what? If they calling themselves the shepherds, the Most High God only brought in servants. So if he brought in a shepherd, give another shepherd his sheep. A shepherd keeps their sheep. Technically what happens. So always keep that in mind and make sure when you have them and tell each and every person a shalom. What tell each and every person a shalom.